For shoulder impingements, do you have tips or exercises for before a workout? Just back today, having trouble getting connection in my right lat, regardless of what exercise I do.
Okay. Muscle born and muscle built. This is why you guys should never, ever compare yourself to somebody else. Guy's getting married, and he's off to his honeymoon, and he got in great shape for his honeymoon. I thought it was the coolest thing to see him transform for this big day in such great shape.
Damn.
Well, what's up, boys and girls? So check that out. We talk about how many times you should PR during the year, all those kind of good things I think that are really, really important. If I remember correctly, the discussion really went about staying on the program and why you guys should stay at that 70 range, 80 range, instead of what you guys normally try to do and just kind of go balls, you know, I'm going to kill it today. I'm going to kill it. There's a nice little intelligence to the workouts that I want you guys to really get into. Okay. So we finished a couple things. We finished the check-ins for the 6-week shred. We will do it again next week for everybody. The 6-week shred will be check-ins again, and they'll start on next Wednesday night and go till Friday morning. All right. And then I will get back to you Friday day. And then we will be, then we'll have to do it 2 weeks later because of production. So make sure to get in and check in. Okay. Yep, you can definitely join. Anybody can join right now on the 6-week summer shred. Next thing, I put up a funny, I think, why'd you block somebody already?
That felt like it.
All right. We put up a really funny TikTok today. And so go check that out because it kind of shows you, and I think I really like the idea of what Joe Rogan talked about when it talks about haters and stuff like that. And so for you guys, if you guys are getting any kind of hate and stuff, and I don't know if you saw it, you didn't watch it yet, Jeff, but in the video, it talks about how it doesn't matter who comments. It could be Phil Heath and it could be Bobby Joe from Louisiana. But they look the same because they're comments, you know, besides the blue chip. And so it's hard to separate from those two things. And Joe was talking about that. And he was talking about how you just don't read the comments and don't get into it and stuff. But I'm the kind of guy that I love to stay in touch with those diehard fans. And so I will touch in there. But the point of me doing the TikTok today was to show how easy it is to mislead them, and don't get carried away with that kind of stuff. Because me and my training partner, Prime Rib, did a little funny skit, and these people get so mad on seeing something. And I don't think I agree with Joe that most likely they're mad about life and their own genetics and stuff. So they're taking that anger out on anybody, and they still got a phone even though they don't have a car and they don't have a job and stuff. So don't get carried away with your haters. It is what it is. It's social media. You're going to take the good with the bad. The great thing about social media, the greatest thing, and it is mind-blowing how great it can be, is the ability to learn from somebody you respect. I think that's the coolest thing in the world. And I get to talk to my friends around the world visually by FaceTime or stories or anything like that. Like I get to talk to Barry DeMay, who's one of my idols growing up, and now he's a friend. And we get to talk about training and philosophy of training and movement and stuff. And so it's the coolest thing in the world. And so I would take advantage of it, and I would get in the Titan crew. And that way you guys could as well be part of that crew and those people in the crew that are getting better and are crushing it and doing what they want to do and getting in great shape. There was a couple check-ins today I loved. One was, guy was getting married and he's off to his honeymoon, and he got in great shape for his honeymoon. I thought it was the coolest thing to see him transform for this big day in such great shape and leave to a honeymoon knowing that he gets to take his shirt off and really enjoy his honeymoon. And then going off of that aspect of it, the shirt off, another guy checked in, first time he checked in, just signed up for the 6-week shreds, just did his first check-in, just got on there, and his first thing and his goal was to look comfortable with his shirt off at the pool. That is precise. That's precise. We know what the goal is. He can close his eyes and go, this is what I want to look like. I will take my shirt off. And the feeling he will have when he gets to do that. And so that's a really good goal. And I hope you guys, when you do check-ins, that you have that goal. It's not a moderate goal. It is a full-on, this is what I want. I'm not stopping until I get it kind of a goal. So we're going to sit down and get with CT next week because I want to talk to him about muscle born and muscle built.
Okay.
Muscle born and muscle built. This is why you guys should never, ever compare yourself to somebody else. And so in this household, we sometimes try to compare individuals and stuff. And so like people will try to compare to Mona. And it's like that's muscle born and muscle built. So the difference in my take is, and the easiest way for you guys to fully understand this is you watch somebody like UFC fighters. They all train similar, very hardcore. Like I always go to MMA fighters because they're the most advanced trainers, I think, advanced training over training. So they have to do so many martial arts styles. They have to do cardiovascular. They have to do weight training. They have to grapple. They have to wrestle, which is different. Grappling in the sense of jiu-jitsu, wrestling in the sense of straight wrestling, boxing, Thai, kicking. So there's so many things they have to do. And when you see these guys, you're going to see guys that are kind of fat and out of shape or real thin. And that's just kind of how they're born in that sense. And then you got other guys that look like Woodley, who is a stud. Woodley is a stud. He's very built. He's muscular. And he trains the same way as other people. Almost like St. Pierre. St. Pierre, a beautiful body. Trained just like the rest of the middleweights. But 185 pounds ripped to the bone, so probably 210 off season. That's a great body. But again, that's born. A lot of it, and what I mean by born is you can tell that this guy had a great genetic setup in how his body functions. He builds muscle easily. So don't compare yourself to somebody else, especially a pro athlete like that, okay? Or a Lee Haney or a Jay Cutler. Do the very best you can with what you were given. And that's the point of it. The point of it is, and I think Jordan Peterson says it the best, we can all get better, and we're all lacking in some sense.
Yeah, comparing yourself does nothing, but you could use that person as a goal. You know, stuff like that helps keep you pushing.
Both good guys, both really nice guys, both monstrous. But Marcus, if you talk about big, I mean, Marcus was so big. Gunther's big and tall, but Marcus was just so. I'm
going Rolf Moeller. Is he 80s?
Yeah, that's 80s.
That's 80s?
Yeah.
I'm still going Rolf Moeller.
Yeah, no. It's Rolf, because he was doing Conan in the 90s,
right.
TV show, and he looked great. I don't know what that means. I'm sorry. Do I like fasting? Well, I fast every 2 hours. I fast for 2 hours every day. And so fasting, remember, is just the term between meals. So most of us fast, 8, 9 hours a night?
I think he means for like 6 months.
Like fasting for 6 months?
Not in a row,
buddy,
consecutively.
But
like,
yeah, just
always.
understand what you mean. Like
always.
One day on, one day off. What do you mean? To lose weight, if you're obese, I like the idea. I wouldn't incorporate it right away, but I would put it in there.
Did back yesterday, having trouble getting connection in my right lat, regardless of what exercise I do. Do you have any suggestions?
Yeah, I would check, see what kind of nerve damage, if you have anything like that back there.
Could be that.
Yeah, because that doesn't make sense that you have, it doesn't matter what exercise. I mean, there's some exercises you can't help but get a connection.
Yeah.
You go do seated rows tomorrow, and you're telling me you don't have a connection, that there's something physically wrong. I make sure also that you're posing. Try to do some little posing in the mirror, see if you can flex it, and see if it's maybe something mental that's not connecting. This is really good. I like this.
For shoulder impingements, do you have tips or exercises for before a workout?
I don't. I'm sorry that you have a banged up shoulder. For me, I've always felt, I understand, or at least think I understand, that the reason why you guys do all these kind of range of motions and stuff is to get blood in there. And
that's the dumbest.
Is that kind of the thing?
This for like, hey, I'm gonna fucking bench, so let's get my shoulders like primed and
He's
like
doing
warmed
things
up.
like this, like, you know.
That is not a fucking warm up.
Yeah, so it's a tough one, guys. And the reason why I say it's tough is because of the fact that there's going to be an amount of time, and if this is something you're going to continue, I think opening up the shoulder, obviously for me, is shoulder press. There's nothing that gets the shoulder press to open up my shoulders more than anything. But again, that's, if I say that to somebody that has like this, somebody who already has a bad shoulder, I don't see you doing anything like that. So I recommend side laterals just to get some blood in there and start light. But the whole rotation stuff, I just never seen anybody successfully come back and develop good round shoulders and strength in the shoulders. I've just seen them continue to deteriorate. So sorry about that, Robert. My best recommendation is get back in there and feed the body. I do recommend that. I recommend feeding the body for the connective tissue in that area.
How do we eliminate this question?
What do you recommend? More weight or more light repetitions?
How do you eliminate that question from society that thinks that is, it's either you go left or you go right?
How many times have I said you do as heavy weight for the rep range you're doing? I've said it a lot, right?
I know.
And so I think it's just going to be the echo of the amateurs continuing to say, well, it's like the new thing now. You said the other day that somebody said, hey, you don't have to be in a surplus to build muscle.
Oh, man.
Now so many people will never know what their potential is because of that statement.
That'll fuck so many people up.
Here's the two things. All you kids out there that think that food isn't the number one thing to do, and it's something else, it's training or it's drugs or whatever that is, and you don't think it's food, none of you are going to make it. You can text me your name today and I'll save that name and put it on the wall. None of you will make it. It is food, number one. 2 is recovery from whatever you're doing in life. And then 3 is weightlifting. Mm-hmm. And it's weightlifting smart. But that's it. If you don't do those things, you're going to be in the gym just wasting your time and actually doing what, like the one guy with bad shoulders, you're going to have bad shoulders in time and bad elbows and bad knees and bad everything because you're not feeding the body right to recover.
I like how you said recover from everything in life.
I had to say that because I see it so much.
Yeah.
I have a pretty stress-free life if I want it. I stress it just because I want more. Yeah. And I put pressure on myself and I expect the people around me to have that same kind of pressure. It is what it is. That being said, I can't imagine somebody that's struggling and the pressure they have, because I make up pressure because I want to get better and I want to get better and I want to get better. And I want to push my body to a limit that nobody's ever seen before. So I do my own pressure. But I can't imagine rent check to rent check, a car breaks down, all that kind of stuff. You guys have to recover from that. Yeah. That's hard. That's hard. I got a person in here right now, Mary, who's got a couple banged up knees, that's hard to deal with. And I don't mean just physically, I mean mentally. I've had little owies. I've never been injured, but I've had owies, and that messes me up. So think about that, the relationships that you have, the people around you, all that stress. You still have to recover from that as well, besides the weightlifting. It's not like you get to go to weightlift and stress out all day and think that you're going to get gains. It doesn't work that way. That's crazy to think, but your body shuts down. Sorry to tell you that.